Hello, I'm Sabrina Simone, reporting from the Daily Security Briefing Security Information Center. Welcome to Week 28, July 2006 of the DSB Week in Review. This week brings us serious vulnerabilities in Cisco, Microsoft, Juniper, and Adobe. Leading our news, 2 Cisco devices have been found to have high-severity vulnerabilities. The first is their intrusion prevention system, which can suffer a denial of service when a specially crafted packet is received. Also, Cisco Call Manager is susceptible to a high-severity vulnerability that allows privilege escalation for local users and arbitrary code execution for remote users. This week, Microsoft released updates that address critical vulnerabilities in Windows, IIS, and Office. Exploitation of these vulnerabilities could allow remote, unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary code or cause a denial of service. Go to Microsoft's site for more details. And now for some quick hit points. Juniper Networks' June OS has a high-severity vulnerability which can lead to denial of service. Juniper's DX system log is vulnerable to a medium-severity attack that can lead to arbitrary code execution. A medium-severity vulnerability allows for arbitrary code execution on a machine running Adobe Acrobat version 6.0 through 6.04. A high-severity vulnerability allows for compromise with root or admin privileges on Flash players. This week's activity raises our threat index of the week to high. And now an editorial from IGX Global CTO Babak Pazdar.
The Internet is moving toward a multi-tiered structure at a very rapid rate. Spearheaded by a select group of large phone and cable companies, this model prioritizes certain traffic while others receive degraded performance. These broadband companies want to build both the end user as well as the destination site for use of specific communications, such as multimedia. To combat this tiered system, advocates of an open and unrestricted Internet are focusing on building a more neutral Internet environment. In 2005, the term net neutrality was coined by Columbia law professor Tim Wu. Shortly afterward, Oregon Senator Ron Wyden introduced a net neutrality component to Bill H.R. 5252, which was designed to promote the neutrality of basic Internet protocols. With the foundation of tiered services in place, broadband providers have lobbied heavily, spending millions in Washington. As a result, the net neutrality aspect of the bill was defeated, laying the groundwork for a tiered Internet services and billing system. Broadband providers state that the demand for high utilization services have put an undue burden on them, and what they do with their private pipes is their business. Consumer advocacy groups claim that the private pipes constitute the public Internet and are weary that building toll roads on the Internet will provide an unfair advantage to large organizations, stunt the innovation that the Internet has promoted to date, and put phone and cable companies back into a monopolistic role. There has to be a reasonable middle ground.
And now for this week's poll. Are you concerned that the loss of net neutrality will affect you? Make your vote count on the dailysecuritybriefing.com website. In response to last week's poll, does your organization use virtual machines or VMs for security testing? To our surprise, 65% said yes, 30.5% said no, and 4.5% sometimes. That's it for this week's DSB Week in Review. I'm Sabrina Simone, and remember that open and available communication is the foundation for innovation.